Hi, everyone. Lisa Haven here. Well, we are at a literal tipping point this coming year for the 2020 election. And what I want to do in today's report is reveal to you what the Democratic candidates are actually all about and how they are scamming the American people and making promises that I don't even believe are even possible to keep, basically attempting to scam people into votes. And the reason that I want to put this together is because people need to be well aware of the nutty politics that the Democratic Party is now pushing, those presidential candidates. And I'm talking about saying everything from, I'm going to give you check via universal basic income if I become president. Another one is, I'm going to pay your baby $1,000 when I become president. Others, of course, free healthcare, free education, free this, free that, free everything. Other candidates are talking about literally taking your guns away via executive action. I mean, insane things. When you think about the debt clock that's ticking, tick tock, we don't have the money to pay or support any of this. And the bottom line, I don't hear Republican candidates out there offering things like that to the people. And here's the thing. The Democrat Party is no longer the Democratic Party. They have become a party of socialists with the ultimate agenda of doing, as Dinesh D'Souza says, they want plantation style leadership, where they're in charge and we're under their thumb. But let me prove it to you to show you some of their nutty beliefs. All right, so here's the first one on Infowars.com. Kamala Harris, drug dealers ahead of the curve should be first in line for weed jobs. Felony convictions should not be a barrier to them having employment in an industry they were part of before it was an industry, she states. I'll let you think your own thoughts on that one. Here's another on USA Today. Kamala Harris, I will take executive action on gun control if I am elected president. In other words, she's threatening to issue an executive order that goes directly against our Second Amendment rights, stating if you own guns or any kind of guns, believe me, there's going to be some kind of gun takeaway, some kind of gun control that you and I are not going to like and or appreciate. This is a downright threat to our Second Amendment constitutional right, and she is breaking it and clearly stating that she's going to go against that. This is a major one that many people need to be aware of. And please keep in mind, Stalin took the guns, Hitler took the guns, Mao took the guns. Exactly what's happening in North Korea, in China. All these people are unable to defend themselves against tyranny. This is exactly what could happen here. So that is a direct violation of the Constitution. Here she is again. Kamala Harris supports some type of slavery reparations. And she's not the only one. Also, let's go here. Elizabeth Warren, white U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren pushes for reparations for Black Americans. Now, reparations, if you guys aren't aware, she's basically talking about giving some kind of money to Black people in order to, say sorry for slavery. Look, they already had reparations a long time ago, and there's so many lines that could be drawn here. What degree of, if you're half Black, if you're a third Black, what if you're a quarter Black? I mean, so many people marry other people. It's not really a whole race thing anymore, like the Democratic Party is making it out to be. But there's a lot of trouble with something when you're going to promise to do reparations. And all honesty, I believe this is a ploy for votes. I don't think this is something that will ever pass in Congress. So what is Elizabeth Warren and Kamala Harris doing? They're saying, we'll give you money if you vote for us, and we'll attempt to get reparations. Well, what about reparations for anyone else who went through, issues? What about the Japanese people who we put in internment camps? Why can't we give them reparations? Or what about, victims of, who knows, victims from a long time ago from the Salem witch trials, or whatever the case may be? Where does the line go? What about Indians who we came, Native Americans? What about giving them reparations? It's a never-ending process that will lead to socialism, just saying. But here are some more. This is one on Breitbart. Warren, my wealth tax, where she proposes giving 2 to 3% wealth tax on the rich, will pay for universal childcare, universal pre-K, and free college tuition. Okay, that's a lot to promise the American people, that you're going to get all of this free. It's not possible unless she starts taxing the middle class, the poor class, severely. This is the only way that something like that's going to happen, especially when we're literally trillions of dollars in debt. Her plan is atrocious. Here's another one where she's promising to wipe out college debt for millions. This is NBC Philadelphia. Elizabeth Warren proposes to wipe out college debt. Really? How is that really going to happen? It's impossible. So they're making promises in order to get elected into these positions, and it's not possible to follow through. It's a scam. What is the real agenda of the Democratic Party? It isn't the power of the people. It's the power of the Democratic Party to control over you. They know by taxing the rich are going to want to leave the country. They'll simply go somewhere else and take their jobs out. In the end, you and I also suffer as a result of that. We'll get our tax rates and high cuts, and we'll start paying more for everything. It's a win only for the Democrats. Here's another. Elizabeth Warren rolls out plan to reward hospitals that make childbirth safer for American women. Why is it only for American women? Why can't it be all women? I'm just asking the question here. Is she after the black vote? What is she really after by this? Because what about making it better for Indian women? What about making it better for Japanese women and Chinese women? What about making it better for Hispanic women or white women? Why is it only okay to award one race when all women need to have childbirth safety? I'm again asking the logical question. Elizabeth Warren wants CEOs to go to jail when their companies behave badly. Warren introduced a new bill to hold executives more accountable for corporate misconduct. Okay, so on the surface, it sounds wonderful, but bottom line, we already have rules that send CEOs to jail for misconduct. It already exists. So what's the point, Miss Warren, in doing this and making another statement? Again, logical question. Let's move on to Cory Booker. Cory Booker wants to give baby bonds to every newborn. $1,000 savings account per baby. Where is that going to come from? Oh, the American people. Again, more free stuff. Here's Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders says felons, even Boston Marathon bomber, should have a right to vote from prison. I'll let you think of your own conclusions on that one. Here's another. Growing student debt crisis. Candidates say cancel it. Free college and refinance. And in order to offer you this free college, Bernie Sanders wants to declare a national emergency. Wait now. Let's declare a national emergency to get us free college? How is that putting our country at risk? And again, where's that money going to come from? Here's another. Bernie Sanders delights Democrats with plan for free health care for illegals. Just illegals. I used to think that the American people were put first by our congressmen and women, but apparently that is just not the case. Here's another. Bernie Sanders compares felons voting to women and black voter rights. Here's another. Andrew Yang talks about introducing universal basic income, meaning he wants to give everyone a paycheck, whether you work or not. Doesn't matter. That is 100% what socialism does. And in the end, everyone ends up in a food line. So that said, who of the hopefuls is the, top on the Democratic list? Well, none of those, actually. According to a recent poll, it is Joe Biden. Biden launches 2020 presidential bid, says we're in a battle for the soul of this nation. The former VP enters the race, pulling ahead of the 19 other candidates in the Democratic field. Pulling ahead. I guess you can see why I don't like Biden. But when you see what's going on in the Democratic Party, you cannot say anything other than the Democratic Party is gone and they have been taken over by a pool of socialists. And you know what? They're still speaking bad and attacking Trump supporters. Check this out on Breitbart.com. The rap sheet of people attacking Trump and his supporters is now at 639 acts of media-approved violence and harassment. And the number goes up on a daily basis. Not to mention the fact that congressmen and women, specifically Maxine Waters, is encouraging these violent acts. She says, Maxine Waters, I call out the patriotism of those standing with Trump. So there you have it. We have a pool of Democrats who are supporting everything free under the sun, scamming the American people with empty promises in order to, in the end, take every penny from their pocketbooks. If you actually do end up with free healthcare and free college and free education, like they're attempting to say, the money isn't going to come from the top. It's going to end up coming from your pocketbook. That is the way it ends every single time. And it's going to be very hard to get out of a socialist style regime. Now, also, I want to just warn you guys that these democratic socialist principles are being taught to your children in your schools, on your television shows, in the music that they're listening to. Just the other day, I had a conversation with my daughter, and she goes, why do a lot of people in school, around me hate Trump? Well, because of what's being taught to them in the music they listen to. I can't tell you how many songs show shooting President Trump, saying the F word to the president. And a lot of these leaders, actors and actresses and singers are coming out and speaking negatively. Why? Because they're globalists and they don't want to make America great. There is an agenda underway to turn America inside out, to make it a globalist and more third world country. And the whole premises of what I'm trying to do here on YouTube is to warn you of that. There may come a day where we have crossed the line and there may be no going back. And I hope that doesn't happen. We need to elect the right people. We need to get to the Democratic side and let them know this is what your people are standing for. Do you stand for that? Anyhow, I'd love to get your thoughts, comments, and concerns. Please don't forget to check out my partner at theancientdiet.com. This is an amazing diet that basically teaches you how to eat the biblical way, how to eat like Jesus ate. It kind of helps you keep it off your body and keeps you healthy at the same time. But it's a great program that I back and support. So go to theancientdiet.com today. Anyhow, thanks again for tuning into my channel. Please share this everywhere and subscribe to the channel. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.